I am Dr. Stacey Cooper, health and wellness expert at drstaceycooper.com, also founder of Lifestyle Balance Solutions, creator of the Healthy Eating Blueprint and the Balanced Living Academy 2-day event, as well as author of the Healthy Fuels Cookbook. So good afternoons from Southwestern Ontario, feeling so much like summer today. Thank you for hopping on here with me live. This is our live Q&A that I host Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is our Ask Dr. Stacey show. You can also reach us at 9:15 a.m. Pacific. So that's the time zone conversion for you. As I said, this is our live Q&A. We host this Tuesdays and Thursdays where you can submit your questions directly here on the chat. I can view them here. We can interact, share, let us know where you're watching from, how our reach is expanding. And when you enjoy what you're hearing from here, please be sure to share and like it with others so that they too can receive the information and we can help Facebook's algorithms work, and you will then see more information about fueling your body better for better body function naturally. That's what I love to share with all of you. So these episodes, we're up to episode number 74 today, and all of the previous episodes are listed on our Facebook page. So I do encourage you to check us out there. Lifestyle Balance Solutions is our Facebook page. You can like it there. And there you will find healthy living tips and recipes, exercises, stretches, all of these videos from our live broadcasts, as well as much more information about fueling your body better. So I encourage you to check that out and not to worry. If you are not on Facebook, we are also on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go to Dr. Stacey Cooper. And again, all of our previous episodes are listed there. They're all titled and tagged, so you can see whatever you are looking for. If you're looking for foods and what foods cause inflammation and the inflammatory response in the body, then we have talks about that. We talk about wheat and the effects of gluten, the protein found in wheat, and how it affects the digestive system and your addiction center in your brain. So this is part of the craving mechanism. So check out that episode. We also talk about nourishing the mind and what information you are feeding your mind with, what you are subjecting yourself to and subjecting your mind to, and how that affects the energy of your being. So you can check out episodes dealing with those topics as well. We also talk about me time and prioritizing that and self-care, and how self-care is not selfish, but actually providing self-care for yourself enables you to recharge your batteries, strengthen your grounding, and create more energy within your own system, which then enables you to provide much more to others around you. So self-care actually enables you to give more to others when you look after yourself first. So it truly is not selfish at all. So all of those different kinds of topics are addressed in the Ask Dr. Stacey program, so you can see it all there. So thank you for joining me here and hopping on live with me. As I said, you can submit any of your questions directly here on the chat with us. And today we're talking about nourishing your body, your physical body, through movement. So we're talking about exercises and movement. So one thing I wanted to share with you today, of many, is as I'm working with my patients in the office, and I do attend to senior patients as well as the whole range from babies to the elderly, because we are living on Earth with gravity pulling on us all the time. And we also tend to do the same habits every day, day in and day out, which taxes your one set of particular muscles in your body, and the other set, the complementary or the of muscles, really aren't getting worked at all to the degree to create balance in your body. So what we're finding is a lot of imbalance in the body. Much stronger muscles on your dominant side, whether you're right-handed or left, which leads to inactivity of the non-dominant muscles. This then leads to tension on one side of your spine in regards to the other. There isn't balance. So when you envision your spine just like a tower out in the middle of a field, so the tower is nice and straight, and it's kept straight because of the muscles, or I should say the wires, that support the tower on each side of the tower. So if you think of your spine just like the tower, then the muscles on each side of the spine should be supporting your spine to the same degree. But if your muscle tension is tighter on one side, that's going to pull the spine over to that side, and the muscles on the other side have to give and are lax and are reaching. That is imbalance in your spine. This leads to joint dysfunction, compromising of the nerves within the spine. So therefore, information isn't getting to where it needs to go along the computer pathway, which is the nerves of your system within your body and the master controller, the brain and spinal cord. And this leads to degenerative joint dysfunction, abnormal joint dysfunction, decreased range of motion, and issues, which then guide you to see your chiropractor. That's what I deal with on a daily basis, helping patients to restore their normal joint function in their bodies. So what I do recommend for my patients and my clients that I coach with also is to help put balance back in your body in regards to physical activity and function. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're a regular exercise program or just working around the house, because that too is physical exercise for your body. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for commenting here and joining us live. So I appreciate that. Be sure to share and like it with others. So in regards to your body, even when you're working at home, when now we're approaching the fall season here in southwestern Ontario, today we're enjoying a fabulous summer hot day, which is unusual, but truly us to have that with us. But as it comes to yard cleanup, a lot of raking needs to be done. People tend to rake on their dominant side, and they always will rake in one direction from one side of their body. Well, that puts a lot of stress and tension on one side of the body. Meanwhile, the muscles on the other side of the body aren't working to near the same degree. So if you want to be able to be much more productive, be able to last longer out in the yard, then I highly recommend that you switch up how you rake. So that not only includes raking the other direction, moving your body the other way, but also getting creative with your raking. So you can create a big pile of leaves in front of you, you can turn the rake around and you can push the leaves away from you with the rake. And I get behind it and I hold it like this. And I can also use my legs to push the rake, the big fan rake, to move that big block of leaves. Now also, we do live in 10 acres of bush. So any of you have seen our videos at home, you know that we have a lot of leaves to deal with. So what we'll do is rake them up into a section, put them onto a tarp, drag the tarp into the bush so that you're not having to lift and move the leaves too many times. So it's about just transporting them. Break them onto a tarp and drag that. We're not even having to pick up the leaves. So bending and lifting is decreased. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming in here live. And so when you start to become creative with how you're doing your work and not stuck in the same old pattern of you always have to rake from the right side, incorporate new and different raking routines. You are activating muscles on the other side of the body, which is great. You are giving the fatigue side a break, and you will also become much more competent as you practice it more. So as you start to rake left more, or actually use the rake like a paddle and rake beside you and put the leaves backwards from you, I also do that, and I do that left and right. So now you can see I've just shown you 5 different ways to rake a yard. So you rake right. I also paddle left and with a big fan rake and push them behind me. I also paddle right. This is great for core strength and upper body, lats as well, arm strength. And then I also use the rake directly in front of me. I turn it around and I push with the big fan rake, and I use my legs to push the rake forward to move that big pile in front of me. So when you start to incorporate this kind of thinking into all the activities that you do, then you balance your body, decrease the fatigue on the dominant side of your body, create more balance within the muscles of the spine, and this will then lead you to not only function better, be able to work longer and be more productive, but also protect yourself from injury and fatigue when that dominant side wears out. So I encourage you to do this. To exercise. Exercise, we all know, is really important for muscle strength and muscle ability, and if you don't use it, you lose it. So as we tend to age, and wintertime is a tough time because we tend to move indoors. We tend to become more sedentary. Yard work is decreased because in our area it's generally covered in snow, so whether there's enough snow that you have to shovel, and if not, you're inside. So it's really important to keep up your stamina and your exercise routine even through the winter months, because we often find as the next winter comes along in hibernation, then you're not at the same level of fitness as where you were at the end of the previous fall. And that's where every year things get a little bit harder, your body gets a little bit more tired, and you're not able to accomplish the tasks that you did the previous year. And this is how our bodies age. Whereas if you maintain your exercise levels throughout the course of the winter, whether it be walking on an indoor track, keeping your heart rate up, keeping your muscle mass, going to a gym and doing some lightweight routines. Now, it's not just about lifting weights and building muscle mass, because when you do that, guys, and lift weights or work against resistance, what happens is you are contracting the muscle, which is very important. This builds more muscle tissue and more muscle fibers. It keeps your muscles from atrophying. It keeps them strong. It also stimulates bones, which is important for main strength. So when you are physically active and working your body, every time a muscle is contracting, the muscle is attached to the bone. So the muscle pulls on that bone and stimulates the bone-building cells of that particular bone. So weight-bearing exercise is really important for maintaining skeletal strength and helping to reduce osteoporosis. Another key component with this, when you're considering osteoporosis, I will tell you, dairy is not the best source of calcium, and it is not easily absorbable in your system. And dairy actually creates an acidic environment in your body and is the leading cause of osteoporosis. If you would like more information on that specific topic, be sure to check out our previous episodes of Ask Dr. Stacey, where I speak about dairy specifically, 7 reasons why your body should not be consuming it. Number 1 being dairy comes from cows, and cows are meant to nurse calves. Whenever have you seen another mammal consume another mammal's milk? Do you see giraffes drink? I don't think so. I've never seen it or heard a report of it. So what are we doing with our bodies? So I encourage you to check out that episode if you have interest in regards to osteoporosis, how to manage it, how to strengthen your bones naturally, and how eliminating dairy from your diet will actually help to improve your bone strength and what you get your healthy sources. I cover that as well, so check that out. So back to exercise. So strengthening your bones, weight-bearing exercise is important to stimulate the bone-building cells within your system to create a strong skeleton. Now, having said that, exercise is great, muscle contracture is great. However, if you don't stretch, now you're actually reducing your joint function. Because as you exercise, the muscles contracted with the work that you do, it tightens, but if you don't stretch, then your joint mobility actually decreases over time, and your flexibility decreases over time, and your vitality will decrease. So stretching is just as important, if not more important, than strengthening. So I highly recommend, if you only have a block of 10 minutes and you have to choose between the two, I highly recommend that you stretch. And if you're on a very tight time constraint and you want to fit in some sort of exercise, stretching is much more important. So having said that, when you are exercising, which is great, cardiovascular exercise for lungs and heart function to keep that strong and healthy, to keep your circulation pumping well, to keep your arteries clear and your body functioning well. Also, exercise is a great stimulant for bowel movement and digestion within your body. So huge benefit when you start moving your body, everything else is a fabulous stretching and strengthening exercise. And it's funny because I attend yoga quite regularly. And as I was at my yoga practice last night with Rosemary, at the end of it, I said to her, was I not here last week? And she said, no. And I said, I can't even remember why it was that I wasn't able to attend or what got in the way. But my body certainly told me that I hadn't been to yoga from last Monday. So your body will get used to what you're providing for it. And when you skip it, your body will let you know that that happened as well. So yoga is a fantastic exercise because knowing your own weight of your own body to strengthen your joints and your muscles, but you're also improving your flexibility with everything that you do, as well as your balance too, which is hugely important as we age, to keep those neurological pathways strong so that your balance remains intact, so that falls at home become minimized as you age. Now, yoga is not about you being able to twist yourself into a pretzel and, whatever anybody else is doing. Yoga is between you and your mat. And it's important that you listen to your body, what your capabilities are, and always just take it just a little bit further each time. And you will be amazed at how much your body will improve just by you continuing to do your yoga practice. It's not just for girls, it's not a foo-foo thing, and it's not about being able to do the splits. It counter poses, stretching your body in both directions to create balance within your system, and everything will work so much better. Your joints will function better, your shoulders, your knees, your hips, your back, your arms. So for myself, I enjoy running. We have a new pup, and so I've been exercising her that way and running in the bush, very hilly, uneven terrain, oftentimes, tipping on roots, stubbing toes on rocks, making sure I don't go face down in the dirt, and it's all fun and good cross-country running. But doing lots of hill work leads to lots of contractures and of my calves. So if you only exercise and you only run and you don't stretch, now you're actually creating more irritation to your body. So you have decreased range of motion of your hip flexors because the anterior compartment of your hips are tightening and tightening because you're running. Your back, low back muscles, your back stabilizers, are tightening and tightening because they're holding that pelvis in that position of the upright running and engaging going forward uphill. So they become tight. So if I don't do my needed chest stretching, and if I don't do my yoga and down dog and stretching out the calves, my leg muscles and my low back muscles just keep getting more rigid and more rigid. So stretching is truly, truly important to maintain normal body function, enhanced joint mobility, and flexibility within your body. Because without flexibility, that's when injuries happen, become so rigid within the joints, and that's where you actually have decreased function. So it truly is important to balance all aspects of the activities that you're providing for your body. Now, as we see people as they age, and we talked about wintertime, it is fast approaching. And if they spend a lot of time inside and sitting in a chair and not providing a lot of movement for their body, come springtime, and they want to get outside and do some walking and activity, as we're talking about seniors, it becomes harder to do. So it truly is, you lose it. And so as you become more inactive over the course of winter, don't expect to be able to pick up where you left off last fall when spring rolls around, unless you maintain your activity level by changing what it is that you're doing through the course of winter, keeping your body active in whatever means that is, and maybe joining new clubs or a yoga group, which you've never done before, or going to the Y, swimming in the pool, utilizing the indoor tracks at so many recreational facilities, getting together with friends and sharing social time and exercise at the same time. What better way? And then become your accountability partners too, so you can't just escape and just decide not to go, because now you have someone else that's going with you and they're depending on you and you're depending on them. So it's a great way to keep active and keep your body working better. So I hope some of these tips have been helpful for you. You can find more information on my website. You can go to drstaceycooper.com. And there I also have a free part video series available right there for you. You can enter your name and email address. And there you will receive my free video training, Hidden Energy Drainers. And here I show you some easy tips that you can begin to implement every day, right at home, right in your own living room, and get your body functioning better with these easy tips that you can implement. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me here on the live broadcast. I'm so excited to have viewers here with me. When you have different topics that you would like me to cover, I'm open to cover anything about nourishing your body better. Email me directly from the website. You can email me Dr. Stacey at drstaceycooper.com. Send me any questions that you have, topics that you would like me to discuss, anything that is of interest to you, and I will be sure to include it in our upcoming episodes of Ask Dr. Stacey. So here's to your enhanced vitality naturally, and I look forward to sharing more with you next time on Ask Dr. Stacey. Fabulous afternoon. We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.